My name is Stephanie Rollins. I'm a graduate student at LeTourneau University. This video is for practice and learning purposes only. Again, I am a student. This is not a real counseling video. And this is my volunteer, Rain. Thank you for volunteering.
Yes.
I think what we started talking about earlier, you mentioned something about when you get nervous or anxious. What were some of those things that
I tend to bite my nails when I get anxious. At first it's subconscious, and then I got 10 nails, so halfway through I'm like, shoot, I'm biting my nails, kind of thing. Or if they're too short, I'll bite my lips or rub my lips or whatever.
have you noticed the context of when that's happening?
It's anything from watching a intense movie to just thinking about a lot or having a lot of homework or just it's anxiety driven for sure.
Well, we're going to talk about that anxiety, but right now, there's some things you can do to work on that habit if that's what you're wanting to do. If you want to stop that habit,
Yeah.
I see your nails look like little stubbies.
They are stubs.
But there's some things we can do to try and break that cycle, that routine, because it sounds like even though you're aware of it, sometimes it happens subconsciously.
Well, it starts
Like when you're watching a movie or something. And it sounds like kind of similar to smokers who have a hand-oral behavior, and we'd like to find a behavior that can compete with it, similar to an alternate behavior. Have you thought of any of those kind of?
I've tried a few things to quit me to stop, painting your nails with stuff, and it tastes nasty. So that didn't really work out because I still bit them. But a alternative thing to start doing, no, not necessarily. Instead of
What if it was something that you could still do anywhere, like at work or at school or in any environment, so that it doesn't stand out. But some of the things that might work for nail biting that I might suggest trying is for that hand-eye issue is maybe lollipops, suckers. That whole process of unwrapping it, having something in your hand for quite a while, you get the hand oral competing alternate behavior. You're not going to be chewing your nails. Most likely, that's what we're going to try on. Most likely, or it's less likely you'll be chewing on those nails. Do you like suckers?
yeah, I have a sweet tooth, but I end up biting them as well instead of.
Well, maybe
More
something also along those lines, like unwrapping some chewing gum. And so you have a slight hand and oral behavior. And most likely, have you noticed, do you bite your nails if you're ever chewing gum?
I'll either not really. No, you can't chew
You
gum.
haven't really noticed? Okay, well that's maybe something we can record and try.
Yep.
You may find it may not be a stick of gum or a sucker, but it may be something similar like that that might work. But we could try it. Rather than you've heard of the rubber bands or
Yeah.
but again, it's often subconscious because it's a habit that you're used to doing. So we're going to try a behavior behavior that will compete with it, something
Right.
along those. Does it sound like something?
Yeah,
that-
I mean, like I said, I've tried to find ways to just like stop. Like I said, the painting nail things, that would just have me stop, but that isn't like implementing another like movement, like you're saying, like trying something else to.
Yes, very good.
What's the
Right.
word I'm looking for, you know?
Movement and activity and action that goes along.
Just gotta find one
with the
that's-
habit.
Switch it out somehow.
Do you find that you have any other type of habits like that that you've noticed?
Like anxiety kind of habits like that, or
Do you pick at your hair or bite
No.
your lips, or have you?
yeah, it's mostly just my nails and my rubbing my lips or biting them and stuff. Besides that, I don't really touch my face a lot, and yeah, I mean, besides that, it's kind of I don't really like pick at my skin or do weird stuff with my hair. It's mostly just my nails, biting them.
This may sound unrelated, but have you noticed what precedes that nail biting? What brings that anxiety on? That
Can range from a multitude of things. Can be just I don't know, driving, traffic. I guess bite my nails. I got a free hand. Yeah, in the movies.
so, do you find you do it when you're not anxious too?
No, not that I've noticed. It's usually anxiety driven. There's some other thing that's like doing it. Otherwise, I probably won't bite my nails if it wasn't anxiety driven. Because I start to do it, and when I do it, I start to feel like a little bit better or a little calmer or whatever. So I'll also another movement is like cracking my knuckles. Sometimes I don't even need to crack my knuckles. It's just like a movement to do like each individual kind of crack.
Have you ever thought of maybe implementing or incorporating tools? I've seen those little spinner things.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever?
I've only played with them, but I've never tried to like implement them when I'm feeling a certain type of emotion.
Like if you have it in the car. I'm just curious if keeping your hand active during these times. Maybe it's not always associated orally. These are some things we can look at and practice and take note of. So I'm going to ask you about these the next time I see you. And we can try the hand oral competing behavior and maybe just the hand ones, spinners, or those, what are those squeezy things?
Stress balls.
Stress balls, yes.
Yeah.
And then we can narrow down, is it just keeping your hands busy when you're anxious? Or is it also an oral association? Would that be something you're
Yeah, I would
interested in
try-
exploring?
Yeah,
that?
for sure. Like I said, I've only tried to do things that stop it completely instead of switching it out with a more positive kind of.
Well, that's a good point.
Mhm.
So let's see if, because it's hard to stop habits cold turkey.
Yeah.
We do them automatically, like driving home automatically when we have to stop at the store. Do that without thinking sometimes. So let's explore that. The anxiety I'd like to explore more next time.
Mhm.
But if you could maybe keep a note of what your observations are while you try this.
Sure. Yeah. I
Well-
will do that.
Good.
Just
I'm
see
going
how
to be
it goes.
curious to find out. But thank you. Thank you for volunteering. But just because you're volunteering, I'm still going to want to know if how that's going. And so maybe we can
Right.
tweak it a little bit,
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
day at a time.
I'm excited to try these new methods and implement them and see if it
Well, good.
affects.
Thank you.